Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. This is Mo and Zay back with another exciting episode on the NFL, this time touching on the teams in the AFC.
Yeah, we're excited to get to the AFC. Obviously, the NFC video was great, but it felt pretty top-sided. It felt like there wasn't a ton of big disagreements. The AFC is so loaded that we are literally
a lot of stuff. We have no idea again what each other picked. So there's a lot of potential arguments, disagreements, talking points. It's going to be exciting. But I wanted to also add real quick before we jumped into things. Isaiah dropped a dope solo video, guys. I just wanted to give a little plug, a little round of applause for Zay. I wasn't feeling up to par yesterday for a couple reasons after the Celtics lost. I just had to recoup for a day, but he wanted to get that video up for y'all, so he did it, and it's a banger. So go check that out. First solo vid on the channel, and go one. So I just wanted to throw that in there, Zay. Go work, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you for that, man. Yeah. We will include it somewhere up over here. You'll get it. We'll put it in the description as well. So to anyone who does want to check it out, I would love if you did. And you can expect solo content from me and Moses bi-weekly probably. So we're gonna have a ton for every sport. So we're really excited to get that going for you guys.
Yep, for sure, bro. And we're excited for this one. So we got anything else we want to talk about, or are we ready to get into it?
Yeah, I'd say just to set the stage real quick, we are using Caesar Sportsbook again. So these lines are from them. It is May 31st. They're going to fluctuate probably a little bit by the start of the season, but this is about it. It gives Moses and I the opportunity to say if we have them going under or over on their number of wins, and then we're going to give a brief analysis as to why we feel that way, and probably disagree a little bit. So we're excited to get this going.
I have a feeling, though, just feeling that the start we probably won't disagree too much, but
we won't.
Let's get into it.
Perfect. So we've got the Super Bowl champions of this last season, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chief. Their line is at 11.5 this upcoming season. Moses, you got the over or you got the under for the defending champs?
I think this is an easy over.
Yep.
I had a thought at first. I didn't do it at first of seeing the Chiefs having a slight down year.
Yeah.
Not like crazy bad, but like a slight down year. Like maybe they lost like maybe 7 games or 6 games. But I have them going 14-3. I think they're gonna be the 1 seed in the AFC. Little spoiler, little teaser. I think they're gonna come back, and I believe they probably go back to the Super Bowl because who is gonna stop them? So, what do you got for the Chiefs?
I agree with everything you said. I have them at 12-5. I've got them as the 1 seed in the AFC, and they would be my pick if I had to pick today to win the Super Bowl again. I just don't see how you can pick against this team. They didn't lose any big pieces. Obviously, they lost a player like Juju Smith, but that's minor. They're able to replace that with some of their younger guys. And I think they do have some tough games on their schedule, obviously playing in the AFC West. But the reality of it is they are the toughest team on any other team's schedule. So while they will have some difficult games, everyone is looking at their schedule like, okay, do we have the Chiefs?
Yep.
All right, that's going to be a battle. They're the best team in football, in my opinion. So I've got the over here. I love that team. Again, big surprise. So, Any other notes?
Not there. I believe that's all for them.
Perfect. Yep. We will pivot now to the team projected to get second in the AFC West, the LA Chargers at
and they will.
half.
They will.
Okay. What do you got them at?
The wiggle got him. I got the under. I got him going 9-8.
Okay.
Yep. Got him going 9-8. Another spoiler. I love this because we're just gonna go along and just be getting a little spoil. I have them as my 8 seed not making the playoffs.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting take. It's one I may as well spoil too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have them either.
Oh, I like it.
They are my 8th team.
Okay.
And it's tough because I think there is an opportunity here for Herbert to elevate again.
I agree.
And you have Eckler back. You've got a lot of the same components on this team.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something about it where in the loaded AFC, a team's gonna miss. And I think sadly they're the team that comes like this close. And if they make it, it wouldn't surprise me. I have them at 10-7. So I have them clearing the over. But I have them just missing in the AFC, which is crazy because they made it last year. It's a lot of the same team, and I think they're gonna miss it by a small hair. So
spoiler. I have the reason they don't make it is because of, I believe, one game in and we'll find out here in a couple of divisions. But they signed Eckler back to a 1 year, right? They just reworked it for a 1 year.
Yeah. So it's really nice too, because I believe it's really incentive based. So it's a win-win. Obviously, the better he performs, the better the Chargers are going to be, but also the more money he's going to make. So it's kind of a win-win for both sides. He's a huge weapon there, dude.
He loves Rocket League, and I like it too. But I rock with Eckler.
And he loves fantasy football. So
he cares. He cares.
Yeah, most of these players are like, we don't really care. He openly is like, draft me number 1. Draft me. I play fantasy. I love fantasy. So, hey, if you got a top pick, why not? Who cares how old he is or how bald he is? You pick him at 1. He's in.
But the reason I brought that up is because I don't think they should have reworked that. I think they should have let him go. Because I love Eckler, but I don't know what it is with him being there. Like he does well in fantasy, like you said. Like he does well as a receiving back, but they don't find success. Like they can't get over the hump. So I was fine with them going in another direction, and I kind of wanted to see him go to a different team to see what it would look like. But I think next year that's going to happen. Little foreseeable prediction, but we'll see.
I agree with you. I think something has to change because obviously they're coming off of that massive collapse against the Jaguars, one where it was embarrassing. And I don't, some of the blame is on Herbert, but I put more on the team as a whole, especially the defense and the collapse they had. I think that's the bigger factor there in that loss.
For sure.
So I don't know. I like this team, but hopefully, they have a lot of big receivers. You got Quentin Johnston, who you just drafted, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You have big athletic receivers. And your hope is you can just lob it up and dunk on some of those corners. So I'm curious. Again, if they make it, no surprise. But if they miss it, that's what Mo and I got. So that's where we're sitting.
For sure.
Perfect.
On to who's up next?
Broncos country.
They got the Broncos
at 3. Broncos country. Let's ride. After a disappointing year, to say the least. Last year, they hired Sean Payton to be their head coach. They're running it back with Russ. What do you got them at? Over or under?
Zay, I'm gonna flip this one back to you. I want to see what you got here.
Okay.
What do you have first for the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, so I think this is so to be quite honest with you, I don't think there is a quote unquote bad team in the AFC. I think there are teams that are worse than others, but
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad team. I have them going 8-9, so just slightly under.
Okay.
But it's a good team, and I think there is an opportunity if Russ can get back to maybe not in full what he was in Seattle, but if Sean Payton can kind of get the gears going, can figure it out, I could see them going and making a wild card round. You could say that for almost all of these teams in the AFC. But I don't know. I don't really trust the team this year. Maybe it's hangover from last year, but I don't know what's going to be different where all of a sudden they're a 10-11 win team this season and getting in the playoffs. What have you got?
I might be sleeping on the Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay.
But I have the under.
Okay.
I have them going 6-11.
Whew. All right.
I have them starting out the season hot, going 4-0.
Wow.
And then they just kind of collapse, dude. Yeah, they just kind of fall off. They go on, I think that's a 6-game right there, losing streak in the season. Yeah, so I think they just have an inconsistent season.
Yeah.
I like the Sean Payton signing. I kind of forgot about that till you brought it up, but I like that signing. Yeah, no, I don't really see them doing too much in the AFC. And
again, a lot of these teams that I think are good, but need, this and that and this and that to go right in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're going to miss them because it's that loaded out there. If this is a team in the NFC, maybe I'd be a little more lenient, but you have to play the Chiefs twice a year, the Chargers twice a year, and the Raiders aren't like awful.
Yeah, no, it's their schedule, 100%. Yeah, their schedule is very tough.
Yeah, it's a tough draw in the AFC where in order to feel safe about making the playoffs, you probably need like 11 wins to feel like decent. Maybe the Broncos can get to that, but I don't trust it. I don't know what's different this year than last year, besides a couple of signings and hopefully Russ working his shit out.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So that's you've got him missing the playoffs, obviously, at 6-11.
Yep.
Yeah. So 2 misses there. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Okay. Now we move on to the last team in the AFC West and a total wild card, given Jimmy Garoppolo and his failed physical. We got the Raiders at 7.5. What have you got? The over or the under?
I again will go with the under.
Okay.
I have the Raiders going 5-12.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have a mediocre season.
Yep.
That Jimmy news of him possibly not playing, that's very big. Who is their backup? Jared.
They have Brian Hoyer.
Yep.
And a young quarterback. It might even be a
Jarrett
rookie.
Stidham.
I think Stidham is gone. I don't even think Stidham's there.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I genuinely think Brian Hoyer would be their day one replacement. And if that's the case, this line is going to go back to like 5.5, 6.
Yeah. No, so, they again have kind of a difficult schedule.
Yeah.
And I just don't really think they did. They signed Jacoby Myers as their wide receiver 1 with Devontae and
traded Waller. Yep. I
don't really know what their season's gonna look like.
No, I've got them with the under 2. I've got them at 6-11. And it's one of those ones where if Jimmy doesn't play, things could go sideways very quickly because you can force feed Josh Jacobs all you want. At some point, that offense is going to, steer off. I do really love their draft pick of Tyree Wilson on that defensive line. Him and Max Crosby are going to really be able to create some pressure on opposing quarterbacks, but that's something for this season where if you're, no offense to Brian Hoyer, but if he is your starter for most of the season in a loaded AFC, you're not doing anything. That's the reality of it. So I've got the under 2. If Jimmy plays, I still don't have them making the playoffs, but they're probably better than the record I gave.
I see them winning. Yeah, maybe I have them at 5-12. I'd say probably still under. I'd give them 7 and 10.
Yeah, I think they're a 7 to 9 win team with Garoppolo, and without him, things could get right. I mean, at that point, really, you don't know, 4 wins, 3 wins. Like, what is the range of outcomes there? So, just a quick point. Have we agreed on the over under of every team so far? Because we have. That's okay. 4-4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Surprising. Surprise.
Seriously.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm sure the further we go on, we're gonna get some disagreements, but found that
we're gonna disagree.
We were talking beforehand, and there's definitely gonna be some teams that we do not see eye to eye on. So we're excited. But one that we may, as we go to the AFC North,
I believe we will.
The Cincinnati Bengals. What have you got, Mo?
I have the Bengals matching the Chiefs in record, also going 14-3, meaning I'll take the over. I think the Bengals play them in the AFC Championship again. Just kidding.
Okay.
They get knocked out.
Okay.
By a team that we'll talk about here soon. The record was real. I think they go 14-3 in the regular season. I think they have a great regular season. They're the Bengals. I love the Bengals. I love the team.
Yeah.
Their offense, they're explosive. Their defense is solid. Championship. They've shown they can get there.
Yeah.
But I think it may be this one team's year, Zay.
Wow. Okay. I love
this one team's year, Zay, and we're gonna talk about him here.
Okay. I have a feeling I know the team, but I'm gonna wait until we talk about them to say it. But I'm really curious who you're talking about. It is funny though. I agreed with everything you said prior to it. You had the over. I have them going 12-5, tying the Chiefs for the best record in the AFC. I think they are a team that could easily win a Super Bowl this year. I don't see any reason they couldn't. There wasn't any big losses. Your Burrow is finally, going to continue that, knock on wood, that healthy streak of playing after a gruesome injury and obviously the COVID season. So, yeah, I really like the Bengals. I have them first in the division. And I think they would be in my top 5 if I were picking like Super Bowl contenders. So they're legit. I'm really curious though to get to who you're talking about. Maybe we can end the podcast with our Super Bowl predictions and like our NFC, AFC. I mean, we may as well. We may as well.
Since we'll have the playoff matchups. So
yes. Yeah. Perfect. Anything else to add about Cincinnati?
I believe that's all I got on the Bengals. I have them starting the season 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn, I think I have them starting the season 10-0.
Yeah,
little sneak peek. I think they're gonna come out hot. Like I think they're gonna have a good regular season. But
I think they're a great team. Joe Burrow. I was gonna make a crazy claim, but maybe I should hold off.
Yeah, on to the next team, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, and I don't know if this is true. I don't know if I really feel this way. I think he's in the convo for the best quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes. I
love Joe.
Yeah, I think that highly of him. Plus, have you seen what bro looks like this offseason? With the hair and the headband, he's cooking.
He's locked.
MVP season inbound. What he's on.
All right.
Okay. Let's pivot now
Yep.
to a really fun team that just signed their quarterback to a big deal. The Baltimore Ravens at 9.5. Mo, what do you got?
I got him at the over.
Great.
Got the Ravens going 10-7, making the playoffs. They're my 6th seed.
Yeah, great.
I like the Odell signing. Obviously, is big.
Yeah,
that's a super nice landing spot for him to play with Lamar Jackson, that running back. But we'll see how it goes. No, I'm kidding. I love Lamar. But
okay.
We'll see how their season goes. I think they have a good regular season. I think they'd be a wild card team, so possibly win a wild card game. But again, I don't really think they got too much going on. It's just kind of the same old with the Ravens. What do you got, man?
I have the over, and I've got them going 11-6. I think this is a really good team, and a hot take I'm just going to throw out there right now. I think Lamar Jackson is going to throw for the most passing yards he has in a season yet. I think he's due for one of those big passing years. Like you said, he's got some more weapons there in Baltimore. Hopefully, Rashad Bateman can stay healthy as a receiver, and we can kind of see what the chemistry is there. But I like this Ravens team. I feel good about them. I'm glad Lamar got paid. Obviously, you're hoping that the injuries can stay at a minimum, but that's given for any team. So I really like the Ravens. I have them in the playoffs as well, and I put them in the Super Bowl contender tier.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like.
I don't think I'm willing to go that high, but okay. I can see it. I can never disrespect Lamar.
Yeah,
he can win a team a Super Bowl if he's playing at his level. So
yeah. I agree. I know he's obviously already gotten an MVP, but I think there's more. I'm kind of waiting for, maybe not waiting, but I think there is another step that Lamar can take. Where everyone's consensus is like, no, he's top 5 with use. Like he's right there, and maybe he is now, but I think people will really start to come to that. So I think this could be the year where we get another MVP type season from him again. So I really like this Ravens team.
Speaking of MVP type seasons.
Speaking of.
If you're ready to transition, I'm assuming. Sorry, because I am.
Man, dude, has your back been kind of like?
Yes. No, my back is very messed up.
Yeah, maybe it's this seat.
No, my back is seriously messed up.
Yeah, I don't know, because like right here, maybe I'm sleeping on it weird, but I need a massage, man.
I need to make a couple calls to a couple guys to what they did, because
I know this guy, but like I don't know, man. Like maybe I should talk to him. His name's Deshaun Watson. He's a quarterback in the NFL. You heard of him?
Good dude on the field.
Good dude.
Good quarterback.
Good player. The over under on this is 8.5. It's the lowest of the teams.
What do you got, Zay? Lowest of the lowest. So I'm surprised.
Yeah. I've been going over at 10-7. I think now let me defend my claim.
You sly motherfucker, Zay. Dude, we're about to disagree here heavily.
Okay, because it's crazy. Dude, I seriously didn't think we'd go this long.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe you.
Now,
after all that shit you talk about.
Oh, you want me to get worse?
Oh, Deshaun. But not now you'll root for him for your take. Anything for your take.
Anything to be right.
Okay.
Anything to be right.
Okay. Go for it.
Let me go. No. Let me explain first. So
go for it. Yep.
It is important to know what type of Deshaun Watson are we getting on the field. If this is MVP Houston Watson, bro, they might win more than 10.
No, Zay, I know he's really good.
But if it's the Watson we saw last year, this team's shit.
That's the Watson they're getting.
See,
and they're going 5-12. I got the under. Heavy. They're in the bottom tier. They're in my Bears tier. They're in my Buccaneers tier. They're in my Cardinals tier. Browns are gonna suck. I believe in karma, Zay. I believe what goes around comes around. And Deshaun experienced that himself. But now it's gonna happen to him on the fucking football field.
No. See, people are gonna see this and take it out of context. I am talking strictly about the football player.
Nope. He loves him as a person. He
has
posters in his house. You see how he cleared out everything behind.
Dude, tell people, dude, you know about my Deshaun Watson corner that I got in my home, man. Like, quiet. I'll be honest, I really like this defense. They just signed Zadarius Smith as an off-the-ball linebacker.
Huge pickup.
As a former Packer, you know, he was kind of whiny.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of whiny and then decided to go to a division rival. But we'll move on because we're talking about the Browns. I think he could be a really good player for them. Myles Garrett is obviously just he's a menace. He is insane. Ask Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Ask Mason Rudolph. Yo,
no, seriously. That man is crazy.
He's insane. But I really like this Browns team. I think what Deshaun are we going to get? If it's MVP Deshaun, maybe they're even in a Super Bowl contender tier. If it's Cleveland Deshaun, this team doesn't even come. I would agree with you. It's like a 5-6 win team. And it's weird for me to say the Browns are going to go 10-7.
Yeah.
Because it's the fucking Browns.
No, I know. I don't believe in them. A bit. Yeah.
And it's weird. But I love their run game.
They do have a sick run game. I love Kareem.
Yes.
I love Chubb.
Yeah. They've got they have a really solid offensive line. They have all the makings of a team that is at least a playoff team.
Yeah.
But like we talk about for most of these teams, what's the quarterback play? And
that's what it revolves around.
It's really that simple when it's a team that's like really banking on their quarterback being well. This isn't the Niners where you or I could go out there and play quarterback and we'd still be a playoff team.
Yeah.
But the reality is the Browns, if he is performing poorly like we saw last year, you can kiss the season goodbye. It's done.
Yep.
So I've got him at 10-7. I really like him. But I also don't have him in the playoffs. So
wow, no playoffs at 10-7 is different.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Different.
It's insane. But do you have anything you'd like to add? Obviously, you're a little more critical, but
I just think they're gonna go 5-12. I have them going 1-5 in their division play.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't see a good season loading from the Browns. Okay. I don't see any reason to join the hype train other than a couple guys on there for fantasy.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'd care or think about the Browns for this year. So
okay. I respect it. But yeah, I have them missing the playoffs. So I'm not, and it's really because they're a wild card. I don't trust them enough to be like, yep, book them. This is a playoff team. But I also don't feel as poorly about them to where it's like throw them in the bottom of the barrel again. This is it. So we'll see. They also don't have their first, so there's no incentive for them to do poorly. I think they'll be decent this year. Glad we've spent all this time talking about the Browns.
Love it.
Still sore, but
love it.
Now we'll get to a team that is projected half a win more. The Pittsburgh Steelers What do you got?
I do have them winning more games than the Browns.
Okay.
But I'm still 3 games under at 6-11.
Okay.
I like the Steelers. I like Kenny Pickett. I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I just think it takes 1, 2, 3 more years. I like Pat. I'm a big Pat Freiermuth fan.
Goat.
But they're getting old on D, I believe, and I'm pretty sure they lost a couple pieces, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't really see a promising season for the Steelers coming up. But what do you got on them?
I've got them sitting right on the line. Got them 9-8. Okay. I literally, it's the whole thing with how Mike Tomlin doesn't go below 500. I don't see this as a season where they could. It's a decent defense. And I think, Kenny Pickett's kind of been discounted just because he's not like flashy. Like he's not, he's kind of like your standard quarterback. He's decent. But we did see him take a major step in college where all of a sudden his stock went way up and he was the only quarterback of his class picked in the first round.
Yeah.
So I think there's an opportunity for him to do that again, but I don't know. I don't have them in the playoffs. And it's crazy. I've got them at 9-8 and they'd be worst in the division. So that speaks kind of volumes to the AFC North, but good team. But I think a couple pieces away from being a great team is kind of what I got the Steelers at.
Yeah. No, we were on par through the AFC West of agreeing, but the Steelers and Browns, I don't think they're going to have good seasons here in the AFC North. I could see the AFC North being a competitive division.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teams having over 500 seasons, but I just think the Bengals and Ravens are the only 2 teams that make the playoffs out of this division and are the only 2 teams that have good years. But
I think that's a valid take. I think this is, any division where you see every team above 500 is ridiculous. Yeah. So, that kind of speaks to where I'm at with this. Obviously, sucks that 2 of the teams that go above 500 don't make the playoffs, but that's how the AFC cookie crumbles, man. I think if the Steelers are in the NFC, they're probably right there in that like Giants tier, that Vikings tier of teams that could get in. I think in the AFC, they've got to kind of exceed where people are planning them out, which is 9 wins in order to get in. So that's why I've got them sitting right at the line. Great. Right.
Perfect.
Let's pivot now to the AFC East. You know a little bit about the AFC East
a little
as a
bit.
Patriots fan.
I'm excited to talk about this division a little bit.
Is this the team you're talking about that you think will win one? The Buffalo Bills, 10.5.
I don't.
Wow. Really?
I don't.
Okay. I thought this would be the team. So I'm curious. Okay.
I do have the Bills going over here. I do have them going 13-4.
Yeah.
But second in the division.
Oh, really?
It's second in the division.
Okay.
Obviously, the Bills are the Bills with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, and they signed Damian Harris from the Patriots. So I think their run game's better. I think Damian Harris is better than a Devin Singletary or
I would agree.
Zach Moss? I don't even know.
Zach Moss.
But so I think they improved in their run game, which is much needed for them. That's been a much needed hole that they've had to fill. But they're gonna make the playoffs. Anything can happen in the playoffs. They're one of those top 5 teams that are Super Bowl contenders, I would say.
Yeah.
But not the biggest contender in their division, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I've got them at 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is one of those weird teams. I'm not bullish enough to say it, but there is this weird feeling. I don't think that they'll miss the playoffs.
Whoa.
I know. I think they just have gone a little too long not addressing the running back department. And yes, Damian Harris is good, but how much better is Damian Harris than Devin Singletary? They couldn't run the
good.
Playoff good. And
Playoff good.
Yeah, and it's not a knock on Harris or Singletary.
Yeah.
I think they rely on Josh Allen to run a lot. Not every once in a while, but game to game in their game plan, it's these goal line pushes. At some point, and we saw him get banged up last year, it's going to, and I don't wish this upon him, but there is going to be a significant injury at some point, a shoulder, an arm, a leg, something like that, just off of the volume they depend on him to run at. So I don't think they'll miss the playoffs, but if something does happen to Allen, season's done. There's no recovering. And I've got him at 11-6. I've got him winning the division and making the playoffs, but there's this weird feeling that if they missed it, I wouldn't be like super surprised.
All right.
Yeah. So that's my Bills take.
I'd say that's a little bit of a hot take, but
yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little like little steam to it, but you know, I don't have the balls to say they're not going to make the playoffs, so it's not that hot, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Great. Any other points there that you would like to talk about?
That's all I got on the Bills.
Okay. Perfect. Let's talk about I could tell by the look on your face. You're excited to talk about the Dolphins. 9.5. I'm
excited to talk about the Dolphins.
Let's do it. 9.5 for the Dolphins. Let's get to it. What do you got?
You start us off here. What do you got for the Dolphins?
Okay, so that means you're pretty excited. I think this is a really solid team. Dude, if this was a track meet, this team would blow every
gold medal.
It would medal. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
The big elephant in the room is Tua Tagovailoa and his health. If he can't stay healthy, they're gonna really struggle. And not only that, I think he's one concussion away from probably being done with football altogether. And I think that scares me. That is a tough spot to be in. Obviously, they just missed the playoffs last year, and I think they're slightly better. I have them as a wild card team this year, but I don't know. I don't think I could put them in a Super Bowl contender tier. Do we agree, disagree? I've got them, in case I didn't say, slightly over at 10-7.
Okay.
That's
the only thing that I disagree on so far that you have said about the Dolphins.
Okay.
I got them at 8-9, so under.
Oh.
They're the only AFC East team I have that is under 500. The only AFC East team I have that is under 500.
Oh, boy.
And it is because solely Tua Tagovailoa and his health, he's going to get hurt again, and they're going to be screwed. I'm not wishing it on anyone, but I was watching ESPN the other day, and they were saying he was doing jutsu, like freaking karate practice for falling.
Yeah.
Bro, that's going to help him.
And he's put on some weight.
That's cool. It's over. He's going to, unfortunately, something's going to happen. I love the Jalen Ramsey signing is obviously huge for their defense, but they're the only FC East team that I got going under 500. So,
well, we are absolutely gonna disagree on that take when it happens, but it's tough with this Dolphins team because they have the explosive enough weapons, to win against any opponent. Tyreek Hill can rattle off a 90-yard deep ball for a win against any team. It does not matter who is on him. So it's tough. They've got the weapons. They have a decent defense. Like you said, Jalen Ramsey really helps to solidify that secondary a bit, regardless on if he got a little more burnt than usual last year. He's still, a top 5 corner in the league, regardless on how you look at it.
Easily.
So it's a good team. I've got them sneaking into the playoffs, and tied for second in the division. So
that's bottom of my division, but
I can't wait to
bottom of my
talk
division.
about this. Okay, now let's move on to a player. Real football. As a Packers fan,
Jets. They're possibly going to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say they're going to the Super Bowl, but they're winning the AFC East today. I know it hurts you, it pains you. You wanna put a little curtain up to Aaron. He doesn't have many years left.
He's got 2 max.
The world knows that. This is the year. The Jets are going to go 14-3, matching the Bengals and the Chiefs. Second in the AFC in seeding. And I possibly see them knocking down a Chiefs or a Bengals or a Bills and going to the Super Bowl. Now, facing the Eagles or whoever comes out of the NFC would be another story, but I could see him getting to the Super Bowl. And I'm willing to discount, double check that, Zay. Yeah. What you got? Man? Because you don't seem happy for some reason, which is odd. I don't know what it is, but.
So let me quickly before I answer this.
I have the over, by the way.
Yeah. Well, clearly. If Aaron, my blood's like boiling thinking about it.
I'm sorry, but
if he won a Super Bowl in his first year away from Green Bay,
Have you ever heard of Tom Brady? Let's not. This isn't the first time the stories happened, Zay. This isn't the
Brady win before Tampa.
What?
How many did Brady win before Tampa?
A lot.
So,
but still, Zay, one of the best quarterbacks. One of the best quarterbacks ever, if not the
fact,
if not debatable the Zay. We've seen this story before. Aaron is gonna. It's happening. I'm sorry. I had to sit through it. All of New England had to sit through it. It is now Green Bay's turn.
Yeah, that's
fair. Take. What do you got for me?
I have the New York Jets going 10-7 and being the final team to make the playoffs as a wild card.
Yep. Okay. Continue.
I think this team has a lot to be excited about. They're young.
Mm-hmm.
I really like their head coach. I think he's one of the better ones in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is an opportunity for Aaron to bounce back from last year.
He will, I believe.
I think he can too. I don't see them as a Super Bowl contender. And I will say this. Anything less than a Super Bowl for the Jets is a failure. All your chips are in. You traded your picks to Green Bay. Essentially, your first next year, which is incentivized by Aaron playing. And if Aaron doesn't play, you're screwed anyways. You want to go back to Zach Wilson. So we saw how that worked out last year. I I think it's a good team. I don't think it's a Super Bowl contender, and that's ultimately how I feel about the Jets. So, you'd go on the record. You have the Jets in the Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl?
I see them possibly making the Super Bowl. I see them taking down the Chiefs. I see them taking down a Jets.
So you'd put the Jets in a tier with the Chiefs, the Bengals, ahead of the Bills because you have them winning the division.
Yeah, ahead of the Bills.
So below the Chiefs.
Yeah, probably AFC Championship versus the Chiefs.
Okay. So if you were picking today, who would you go with?
Probably the Chiefs. But
yeah,
I believe that this is the Jets' year to do it, and they're going to do it. So ask me again in like a couple months when the season's starting after week 1. Even if they lose, I'm going to say the Jets.
Okay.
JTS.
I'll be honest. I am excited as a Packers fan. I think the Aaron kind of debacle went on for too long. It needed to end years ago. It was like seeing a marriage where you're just waiting for them to divorce. You're like, what are we doing? That's how I felt about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. So I'm excited he's going to get to play in the Big Apple, get an opportunity to compete for another Super Bowl. Probably, I think he plays 2 years. So your window is small, but I think the Jets have the opportunity to get it done this year. Listen, any team making the playoffs has a shot. If the Jets can get in the playoffs, doesn't matter if they win their division, if they get in as a wild card, any team that gets in has a shot. So I like them, but I don't think I'd put them Super Bowl tier. That's what I got for now.
All right. Well, speaking of Super Bowl tier,
go ahead and take this. Patriots 7.5.
First of all, I just want to say that Vegas, you are disrespecting the fuck out of New England. We're coming. We're shipping up to Boston. We're getting ready. We're firing the muskets. We're loading them up. It's go time. The New England Patriots will be the 7th seed in the AFC and make the playoffs this year. We will go 9-8, meaning I will be hammering the over, putting my college tuition on the over that the New England Patriots will win more than 7.5 games. They're going to go 9-8. And the team that I hinted at, remember, was the Chargers. I believe we play the Chargers. Here, let me just get it pulled up if this would load. I believe we play the Chargers in this season. We do. I know we do. I just need the week. Week 13. Week 13, New England. Get ready. I'm not sure what day that is, but we need to mark our calendars now because week 13 is the only week in the season that matters for us. If we beat the Chargers on week 13, we will make the playoffs. Book it now. The New England Patriots have the steal of the draft in Christian Gonzalez.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I've only been speaking facts. I don't know why. That was the first time you could have said that. Like, so the New England Patriots will go over. They will make the playoffs. It's going to be a good year. Not Super Bowl, obviously. Anything can happen if we make the playoffs. Maybe, string a wild card win together, then Cinderella story. But we're making the playoffs. Isaiah, what do you got?
You're done. Now that that's done, let me note one important little detail. The New England Patriots, according to Strength of Schedule by ESPN, have the hardest schedule in the entire NFL this year.
I don't really care.
They have to play in the AFC East, so you get 2 against the Bills, 2 against the Dolphins, 2 against the Jets. Then
we go 1-5 in division. We win one division game, and it's against the Dolphins.
Then you get the NFC East this year too. So you get 2 against Dallas, playoff team, 2 against New York.
We split against Dallas.
Or not 2. You get 1 against them.
Sorry. We lose against Dallas. We beat New York.
Yeah. You get New York. You get the Commanders, who aren't a team to just like dismiss.
They are. That's a sweep under the rug at home.
And then you get the small team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Week 1, I had us beating them, but then I had to be realistic. I see it. I could see an upset week 1. I'm going to be putting possibly maybe something together, a little something where I will be making money and you guys will be sitting around looking like idiots. The Patriots win week 1, but I don't have it here. So 9-8 is like we should be 10-7. So anyway, continue with this schedule debacle BS that you got for me. Yeah, we play the Eagles, whatever. What else? We play in Germany. We play your Anthony Richardson in Germany. That's really
I can't wait.
I'm trying to fly out to that. I'm trying to fly out and have some lederhosen on.
Put your lederhosen on.
I'm trying to go to the Germany game.
So you're okay. Let me rattle off some things. 1, 8-9 is what I got them at. Worst in the division. It's hard to discredit Bill Belichick. Obviously, you added TikTok superstar Juju Smith, so that is exciting.
We're gonna be hitting dances after every dub, every L. At least I got a TikTok to look forward to.
I don't think this is a playoff team. I don't think this is a Super Bowl team. I don't see much faith to put into this team. It's Bill Belichick. Could they stumble upon 8, 9, 10 wins? Yeah.
Easily.
But you have the toughest schedule in the entire league. I don't. And you're in the AFC.
Character. The reason why, do you think any other team in the league wanted the toughest schedule in the league? No. But we're the New England Patriots, We have balls. We have heart, unlike some of you squads, unlike some of the teams.
Who was that aimed at? I
don't know. You're just talking real free for in process.
Hey.
You're talking real free.
Listen. I have the Patriots doing better than the Packers this year. So let's
press be better than the Dolphins too. It should be better. It should be the 7th.
No, I'm not even. I wouldn't even consider putting the Patriots over the Dolphins, Jets, Bills. There's no. Again, if Tua gets hurt, okay, cool. You rock it all the way up to 3rd. There is no way I'm taking the Patriots this season. I don't see a path. What we're gonna get Mac McGriddle. We're gonna get Mac Gritty leading this
signed
team.
Mike Gesicki. Him and Mac. The celebrations are gonna be crazy.
And Juju.
It's over, Zay. It's over, dude. You guys are asleep. I'm just gonna keep my thoughts to myself because y'all are sleeping.
Hey. You know how Skip and Shannon? Did you see? Totally off topic. You see they're breaking up.
No,
Shannon's leaving.
I didn't.
Yeah, he's getting out of his deal there, so he's splitting up. You know how they'll put like a rack on a bet, like they'll do Like, hey, you get me a 6-pack of Dew, I'll get you one if you hit. You want to bet on this?
What are we talking?
Patriots make the playoffs.
Okay.
What
are we talking?
You'd be willing to do it? Stu, what are we thinking here?
What are we talking?
Let's do. Yo, this is the dream sponsor. So if anyone's listening,
it's not for you. Okay, for you.
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
Okay, this could be your winnings. So you name yours and then I'll name mine because I don't want that Mickey second place coffee. Nothing to dunk
I'm
in.
gonna punch
Which the New England Patriots proudly drink and America runs on it, Zay. Just so you know.
What are they running on this season? Missing the playoffs? That's what they're running on?
Commercials of Dunkin' Donuts, the real #1 in coffee. Anyway, you want what? Some weak ass, what you want?
Well, I couldn't even get you your Mickey Mouse coffee.
Well, no, I'll name something else. So what do you want? Go.
Give me 2 trips to Dutch Bros. What does your stupid Mickey Mouse want? I'm sick.
A free meal hangout. 2 Dutch Bro drinks for a meal.
Put her there. Okay, Patriots not making the playoffs. Yep. Easy hit. Easy hit. Can't wait.
I'm gonna be so hungry, Zay, that one day. I'm gonna get so much, dude.
Man, I think I'm gonna want the biggest size drink. Probably frozen too, because I think those are more expensive. I'm gonna need a couple, but anyways, thanks for the
money, man. But appreciate it. Yeah.
Glad we got this off. This is easily the longest segment, and if you stuck around, you get to listen to the delusion of a Patriots fan, who for some reason, the line's 7.5, got them making the playoffs in the AFC with the toughest schedule in football.
So light.
Do you want to pivot now, or do you want to keep
I'm ready to jump to the AFC South. Jump to another team that's
go ahead.
Real. They're solid. I like Jaguars. I'll bet on the Jaguars. Calvin Ridley, our guy, my dynasty GOAT, back finally. After showing me a flash for a season of what he can do, he's back, and he's going to perform well for this team. I really like their offense, and I like their defense too. They're on the come up. You have some thoughts that I think are pretty crazy on this team, but I could see it. It could happen. I'm not going to go as high as that, but I have them. I have the over. I have them going 12-5 and winning this division. But what do you got?
I've got them at 11-6, like you said, winning the division. To be honest, there is no excuse for them not to. Zero. If they don't win this division, that's a failure. That would be ridiculous. The thing you were alluding to about something that I feel about this team, I wouldn't say this is a Super Bowl team. This isn't a team I put because I reserve that for the elite tier. I think that's Kansas City. I think that's the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers.
When they're in the wild card spot at 7 and they win the wild card game.
Cincinnati Bengals. Those are probably my 4.
Okay.
Those are my 4.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put the Jaguars there. I need to see that has to be something that's proven. I will say they have the potential. I love Doug Peterson as a head coach. I think Trevor Lawrence, who really started to get it going towards the mid and late season, and obviously in the playoffs last year, if he can play at that level of full season and take a little step, the sky's the limit. Mm-hmm. I would then put them in the Super Bowl tier. I really like this team. Calvin Ridley it's like drafting a first-round pick, basically.
So good, dude.
Yeah, you get him there. You re-signed Evan Ingram. You have Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne, obviously Trevor Lawrence teammate out of Clemson. I love this team, and I'm every time I think about it, I get a little more excited. Like, I think this is one of the more exciting teams to watch this year.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me to see them, in a weak division, like beat up on it and then end up with like you said, 12, 13 wins.
Yeah.
I think that's the expectation I have for them. What do you think? Do you think they're a Super Bowl contender or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You have them in or you have them winning the division, so obviously you have them in the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think those are all my points. I think this is a really good team that has potential to take a big leap this year and kind of catapult them up my rankings.
For sure. Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah.
Next,
we want to jump over to the Tennessee Titans with interesting stuff going on there after drafting Will Levis.
Yep, and Malik Willis the year before.
Tannehill on 1 year left on his deal.
Yep.
Zay, what do you think the Titans can cook up this season?
I've got the under at 6-11.
Okay.
This is one of the weirdest, and you could say this for most of this division.
Yeah.
When I look at this team,
yeah,
what are they?
It's odd. It's very odd.
What are they? They've built everything around Derrick Henry, and then there were all those trades floating about him leaving. And if he leaves, boom, offense is gone.
Team's done.
Yeah,
they have no receivers.
Yeah, you have Treylon Burks who they don't throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like, you have some young guys, but you don't throw the ball. Obviously, you would expect them to do it more this season because you have to. But it's one of those things. It's a reverse Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
It is what they've got. I love Mike Vrabel as a head coach.
I love Mike, expatriate. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a Super Bowl winner with us.
He is.
I love Mike. Yep.
Yeah. So it's weird because it's not like I hate this team. I literally have zero clue what they are. They could make the playoffs, and I'd be like, okay, that's kind of weird, but Derrick Henry can go for like thousands of yards in a season.
Yep.
But I don't know. Tannehill's okay. He's like a middling quarterback.
Yep.
Young receivers. The defense again is okay. It's decent enough to be a playoff team.
Yep.
But I don't see it. Do you see it differently than me? What have you got for the Titans?
I see them having a little bit better of a season, and I do have the over here. I have them going 8-9.
Wow. Okay.
So a little bit better season than you do, but they're still not making the playoffs on my list.
Yeah.
They're the only team at the moment. Let's give the two teams that we're about to talk about a couple years, but they're the only team at the moment in this division that could challenge the Jaguars, I think.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna. So
no.
There's just, what are they gonna do? Derrick Henry's all they got. If he gets hurt, it's just a weird year for them. Will Levis get a couple games in down the season? If their season's just a weird year for the Titans. So
yeah, I agree. And like you said, you have the over. You got them going to 8-9, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. I could legitimately see them winning 9-10 games and being like, oh, yeah, sure. It's a decent team, but it's one of those teams where I don't know. Yeah. And it's really weird. It's like they're not blowing the team up, obviously, but they're probably closer to a rebuild than competing. So it's this weird middle ground where, okay, I don't even know where Henry would go.
Yeah.
But if you trade him, you're done. That would signify to me okay, we're rebuilding.
Yep.
But they're not. So I don't know. This is a weird one. 6-11 is what I got, but
all
right. I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see there.
We'll see. To another team that I really am not fully certain on what they are. The Colts, you give it to me. What do you got at 6.5 wins?
I'm surprised the line is at 6.5.
Yeah.
I got the over again. I got them going 7-10.
Wow. Okay.
I think the Colts, I think you also kind of sold me with our talks behind the scenes on Anthony Richardson, but
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to be the most talented quarterback in this class.
Yeah.
I don't think he is right now, but I think he's going to be really good, and I think we're going to see a couple flashes of that here, and that's why I have them going 7-10.
Yeah.
I like the coaching hire that they had. You kind of put me onto that, but I heard about that a little bit too. The quarterback coach that they signed from
Shane Steichen, Philadelphia.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's coached some good quarterbacks in his day.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see what they can do. But yeah, I got him at a slight over at 7-10. What do you got here?
So I again, this is one of those weird teams where I could see him winning 9-10 games. It would be a little surprising, but it wouldn't be shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could see them going 4-13, and that is also as equally like, okay, sure.
Yep.
Like you said, I really believe in Anthony Richardson. I'm going to do a solo video to kind of explain more of that in the future. So little preview there. Mm-hmm. He is already, I don't know if you saw this, splitting reps with Minshew 50-50 for first team reps.
Yeah.
Which means he's starting week 1.
Yeah.
There is no reason to do that unless you plan on starting him. And he is a prospect where the whole time it's, he's too far. He's not, it's going to take him years to get ready. Yeah. I don't think that's true. I think he's closer to being a decent quarterback, maybe not at his ceiling than people are saying. Mm-hmm. With that said, though, I've got him going 6-11, so a slight under, but it's a good team. Their offensive line isn't what it had been a couple years ago, but it's not horrible. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor, one of the top 5 running backs in the league. Pittman's a serviceable wide receiver 1. Yep. You've got some Shaq Leonard's back on defense as a linebacker.
That's big.
Massive. He's and people pointed to it all year last year of, this Colts defense doesn't look very good. It's like, you're missing your heart of the defense. Yeah. So of course they don't look as good. Mm-hmm. So 6-11 does feel a little off. I think they're a little bit better than that, but that is ultimately what I came up with. I could see them finishing way better than that, though. I really like this team.
What do you have your games pulled up? I just wanted to see what game, because it's a 1 game difference. So I just wanted a quick week by week, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So week 1, I got the Jaguars.
Me too.
Okay. Week 2, I have the Texans.
I do too.
Okay. Week 3, I got the Ravens.
Yep.
Week 4, I have the Colts.
I have the Rams, but that's when I'd probably flip-flop.
Okay. Week 5, I have the Titans.
Me too.
Week 6, I have the Colts.
I have the Jaguars.
Okay. Week 7, I have the Browns.
I do too.
Week 8, I have the Colts.
Me too. Over the Saints.
Yep. Week 9, I have the Panthers.
I have the Colts.
Okay. Week 10, I have the Pats.
I do too.
Week 11 bye. Week 12, I have the Colts.
Yep. Over Tampa.
Yep. Week 13, I have the Colts over the Titans.
Yep. Me too.
Week 14, I got the Bengals over the Colts.
Yep.
Week 15, I got the Steelers over the Colts.
Me too.
Week 16, I got the Colts over the Falcons on the road.
Me too.
Week 17, I got the Raiders coming in and beating the Colts in Indy.
I have the Colts winning that one.
Okay. And then week 18, I have the Colts winning at home to end the year.
Yeah, I have the Texans. So I have the Texans sweeping I don't think that's too realistic. Again, just to clarify, I kind of did it more based off of what I think record makes more sense than that. So yeah, they'll probably split with the Texans. I could see them winning that Rams game. And if those two things happen, all of a sudden that's an 8-win team.
Yeah.
So I think that's how easy it is for the team to perform better than 6.5, which does seem a little low.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the under, so I guess who am I to talk?
That's crazy.
Let's move on now, unless do you have anything else? Okay.
That's all I had.
To the last team in the AFC, and then Moses and I will get into some playoff picks, some end of podcast thoughts, things like that.
Yep.
We have the Houston Texans at 5.5. What have you got?
I got the under here. I got him going 4-13.
Okay.
I like CJ Stroud. I think he's going to be good.
Yes.
But it's going to take some time. Will Anderson on defense wasn't the answer. It's going to take multiple pieces, multiple guys, multiple years, I think, still from now.
Yeah.
For them to get to where they're going to need to be.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not much here for the Texans. 4-13. What do you got?
I've got them at 5-12, so slightly under.
Okay.
But I will say this. There is again, it feels like the Titans, Colts, and Texans are kind of all in the same tier.
Yep.
The Texans don't have their first. So they have zero incentive to tank.
Yeah.
They're going to be competitive, or at least try it. I mean, and they're in a pretty weak division to where you could sweep the Colts and Titans. That's 4 right there.
Yep.
Maybe you split with the Jaguars. That's 5. And then the rest of your season. So I've got them at 5-12. They are moving in the right direction. I will give them that. And that is important because you can't say that for every team. This is a team where I can distinctly look at them and say, yes, they are improving. I will say, too, I think Will Anderson will be a great player. I have no doubt. He was the best defender in this class, in my opinion. Him and Jalen Carter. In the safer pick. But trading your first next year, when you have, let's be honest, the roster you do, is, in my opinion, a boneheaded move. Yeah. I understand trusting your team. I love trading up and getting your guy. And I think, like I said, Will Anderson will be a great player, but you're not at the level to be trading your first. Save that move for one, if it's next year and you're trading up, or if you're the Chiefs, Bengals, Jets, Eagles, Niners, like one of those teams where it's like, hey, you can kind of see them as a contender. They're going all in. The Texans aren't going all in. Like maybe they go over 500, but they're not a Super Bowl contender with this roster. So I don't know. I agree with your statement though about Stroud. I think he will be a really solid quarterback in the NFL, and I'm excited to see what he does in that system.
No, for sure. What 5 teams do you have them beating?
Let me,
because while you're looking, I have them beating the Steelers at home week 4. Or sorry, the Colts week 2 at home. Steelers week 4 at home. Cardinals week 11 at home. And the Broncos week 13 at home. Those are the only 4 wins I got, all at home.
Yeah, I've got Colts week 2 at home. I've got week 9 against Tampa at home. They win. Week 11 against the Cardinals, they win at home. Week 17 against the Titans at home, they win. And then they win week 18 on the road against the Colts. So it's a good team. And again, I could see them winning more than 5. But it's one of those things where I just don't know. I don't know with any of these teams. The only team I feel, that can be a contender in this division is the Jaguars. even if the other three kind of exceed expectations, they're not Super Bowl contenders by any means, without a big move.
Yeah.
So, or if Anthony Richardson or Stroud come in and are just like Pro Bowlers off the bat and look incredible. So, not that being a Pro Bowler means anything anymore, but
But
anyways, let's get to our playoff picks now.
Cool.
If you've got those pulled up.
Yep, just got them pulled up.
Great. Let's start with the AFC, and then I don't know if we did the NFC last time, so we may as well do those next.
Okay.
What have you got 1 to 7 in the AFC?
1 to 7, I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 1, the New York Jets at 2, the Cincinnati Bengals at 3,
okay,
the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4,
okay,
the Buffalo Bills at 5, the Baltimore Ravens at 6, and the New England Patriots at 7. So, what do you got?
Quick note, I have the Patriots at 12. They're tied with the Broncos for 11th in mine. So, just wanted to include that tidbit. In the AFC, I have Chiefs 1, Bengals 2, Bills 3, Jaguars 4, Ravens 5, Dolphins 6, Jets 7, and then I have the Chargers missing it at 10 and 7 as well. Same with the Browns at 10 and 7. So it's crazy, man. I mean, to say any of those teams are going to miss the playoffs is ridiculous, but
yeah,
there's I think if Tua gets hurt, it makes it a little easier to see. Again, we're not wishing this on him, but it's the reality of him, sadly. So
literally, yeah.
That's kind of where he's at as a player. Yeah, those are the 7. So so you don't have the Dolphins.
No Dolphins.
And you have New England.
Yep.
And that's our only
give me your 7 again, sorry.
Chiefs 1, Bengals 2, Bills 3, Jaguars 4, Ravens 5, Dolphins 6, Jets 7.
Yep.
So that's the only flip-flop.
Yep.
Okay. Great. Let's do NFC next.
Okay. You start us off.
Okay. I've got Eagles 1, Niners 2, Lions 3, Falcons 4, Cowboys 5, Seahawks 6, Giants 7, tied with the Vikings and Saints at 9 and 8.
Alrighty. I got the Eagles at 1, Niners at 2, Lions at 3, Falcons at 4. So our 1 through 4 is the same. All our division winners in the NFC. Then I got the Cowboys at 5, Giants at 6, Vikings at 7. So Giants, Seahawks, flip-flop. Yep.
Who would you have if you had to make a Super Bowl pick today?
I have the full bracket pulled up. I was just going to go.
Oh, you want to go? Oh, okay.
Real quick. Yeah. Just a quick preliminary.
Okay, let me put this up. Where's the bracket at?
For me, it was wild card round.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
Okay, get us started here.
AFC.
Mm-hmm.
In the 5-4 matchup, for me, it would be Buffalo versus Jacksonville.
Okay.
Jacksonville would be the home team, and I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat the Bills in that game.
Okay. I've got the Jaguars in that same matchup against the Ravens.
Okay.
Jacksonville gets home field, obviously, for winning their division. I've got the Jaguars as well. Really tough, but that's ultimately where I'm moving.
All right. Yeah. All right. My next matchup is going to be the Bengals in the 3 spot hosting the Ravens. at the 6, and I am going to take again the home team, the Bengals, in that matchup.
Okay. I've got the 3-seeded Bills going against the 6-seeded Dolphins. I'd pick the Bills. I feel more confident in that team. But they haven't been able to get over the hump, so we'll see. Regardless, great team. I have the Bills moving on there.
All right. My matchup would be the 2-seeded New York Jets hosting my New England Patriots in the 7. And unfortunately, our Cinderella season comes to an end. The New York Jets will be winning that game.
I have the Jets in this matchup too, but as the 7 seed, and they would be playing the 2-seeded Cincinnati Bengals. I have the Bengals winning, which would be a very, very disappointing season for the Jets to get bounced in the wild card round if they weren't able to pull off at least one win.
But they're gonna. And they're gonna keep rolling.
They're not. They could get further than the wild card. I think getting Cincinnati in Cincinnati is shitty. I mean, if that is the matchup they get,
yeah,
I'm picking what I know, and I know the Bengals are good. So
yeah, well, they're probably going to be hosting a game since they're going to win the division.
Yeah.
So the Jets, I mean.
Yeah, no, they won't. So we won't have to worry about that.
All right, so jumping over the NFC, we'd have the Dallas Cowboys on the road against the Atlanta Falcons in the 4 spot.
Same game for me.
And I'd have the Dallas Cowboys coming away with a victory there.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
My matchup would be the 6-seeded New York Giants facing the Detroit Lions in Detroit. And I'm going to go with the New York Giants here.
Wow. On the road?
On the road against Detroit. Hey. I feel like that's an ideal matchup for them.
I have Detroit at home as well as the 3 seed going against the 6-seeded Seattle Seahawks. I've got the Hawks winning.
Wow.
Yeah, and this sucks because we talked about it on the NFC video. I think this is a really good Lions team.
Yep.
I like the Seahawks a bit more. I can trust them a bit more. So I take the Seahawks on the road.
All right. And then my final NFC matchup in this wild card round would be the Minnesota Vikings, the 7 seed, facing the San Francisco 49ers. And I would have the 49ers beating the crap out of the Vikings, unfortunately.
I have the Niners and the Giants. And while I think the Giants are a good team, I think the Niners are a great team. And I think that's the difference maker there. So I've got the Niners moving on as the only home team in the wild card round to win a game.
Yeah.
Fair. On to the divisional. You wanna get us started?
Yep, let's get it started. And my first matchup in the AFC would be the New York Football Jets hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. And I would have the New York Jets defeating the Bengals and ending Joe Burr's another year, send him home, pack in.
I have, ironically enough, both of my matchups were this year's. I have the Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Chiefs.
Okay.
This first matchup, 2-seeded Cincinnati Bengals, 3-seeded Bills. Got the Bengals winning at home. I really like the Bengals. And like I said earlier, as my semi-hot take, I could see the Bills taking a small step back. So,
Yep.
Okay.
My next matchup would be same as yours, the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I have the Chiefs winning that game.
Yeah, me too. Again, I think there's potential for the Jaguars to be the 3rd best team.
Yep.
Hell, maybe the 2nd. it's going to take a lot to dethrone the Chiefs for me.
For sure.
Yeah. On to the NFC now. What have you got?
My first matchup over there is going to be the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Me too.
And in this game, the Dallas
really?
Cowboys defeat the San Francisco 49ers and book their ticket for the NFC Championship. Book it now.
You have the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC chip.
Yeah.
So you really are riding high on the Cowboys. I have
America's team.
That is America's team. So I have them losing to the Niners at home. I think the Niners and Eagles are headed for a crash course again. So
until Dallas has something to say about it. But you're right about this next matchup. The Philadelphia Eagles would be hosting G-Men, New York Football Giants, and I would have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Back-to-back years of that matchup, so that would be disappointing for Giants fans.
Yeah. But is that what you got there as well?
I have the Eagles over the Seahawks. Okay. In Philadelphia, again, Seahawks are a solid team. The Eagles are the best team in the NFC. So
100%. I agree with you there. Now we got the championship round, Zaid. What do you got in the AFC? Who's going to the Super Bowl?
Bengals and Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I can't bet against them. I can't, no matter how badly I want to pick another team. It reminds me of your New England Patriots with Tom Brady, where it's like, it doesn't matter what I think.
They're going to win.
They're going to win. So for that reason, I have the Chiefs at home defeating the Bengals, going to the Super Bowl. Who have you got?
It's a fair, very normie pick. I love it.
It's very normie, but it's normie for a reason.
But it's like normie and it's valid. I can't really hate.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna hate. But I'm gonna hate because in my matchup, the Kansas City Chiefs at home, Arrowhead jumping. Oh, a bad man's gonna walk into that arena, Zay. One that you know very well. And he's gonna win them that football game. Give me the New York Jets booking their ticket to the Super Bowl.
You have not seen this man perform in conference championship games.
I've watched a couple, but
how'd that go?
They were against quarterbacks of
the Niners. Yeah, I mean, what we couldn't beat them. I think the Jets can be good. They're nowhere. They've got to kind of prove themselves to the first couple weeks.
And they're gonna by winning a Super Bowl.
Oh,
jump over the NFCs, What do you got?
Eagles, Niners. I had them on a crash course. I've said this whole time the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, the most complete team in football. I've got the Eagles winning.
Yep. I couldn't agree with you more there. In my matchup, Eagles-Cowboys, Eagles hosting, I would have the Eagles booking their ticket to the Super Bowl.
Surprised you didn't keep sipping the Kool-Aid of the Dallas Cowboys there.
I told you, Zay, they're gonna have a great year, but they're gonna cowboy it at some point. I don't think they'll win a Super Bowl, but they could. They could. If they beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship, they could.
They won't get there.
When they're there, they could.
They won't get there.
Now, Super Bowl. Halftime. Who's halftime show? Do we have a halftime show yet?
Should be us.
Should be us. But anyway,
I don't think they've named someone yet.
Who you got?
You want to predict? You want to predict who performs at the Super Bowl?
I have no clue. There's literally no.
No, I'm guessing probably someone crappy like Fall Out Boy. Okay, crappy now. Now.
They were fire back in the day. I used to play that in band class.
Fire.
It was gas.
You are tough.
It was gas. Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Back on track.
Back on.
I got Eagles, Chiefs. Man, that rings a bell. This time, I have the Kansas City Chiefs going back to back. I think the Eagles are the best team in football. I've been beating that drum. They're so complete. I have not been given a reason for the Chiefs to not be the favorite. And until I get a good one, they're not going anywhere.
Okay, fair. My Super Bowl. The New York Jets versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I will be taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Setting it up for next year for the Jets to come back and finally get their Super Bowl next year. Eagles win this year. 2023 Super Bowl champions.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think that if I'm not picking the Chiefs, I'm picking the Eagles. This is for the whole league. This isn't NFC just out of the NFC. I really think it's a coin flip. And the fact I've seen the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl is the slight, edge. I was concerned going into this year. I didn't think there'd be a decline for the Chiefs, but you lost Tyreek Hill, who came into this season with Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Juju Smith, obviously Travis Kelce, and went, yeah, we're fine. And for that reason, I can't bet against them. As long as Andy Reid and Mahomes are in Kansas City, they're the favorite to me.
Fair.
So that's what we're sitting with. Can't believe you're sipping this Jets Kool-Aid, man.
Super Bowl bound.
You're sipping on that ayahuasca. That's what you're
down. Going down to Costa Rica. Here soon.
You're soon. Tap in with Aaron.
Here soon.
I love it.
So,
all right. Do you have any other statements you'd like to make before we wrap up this hour-and-a-half long pod?
It's a long pod, man, but it's been a good one. It's been filled with a little back and forth, it's good insight. I don't think I got that much other than New England. Let's get ready for a good year.
Ridiculous.
I know energy carries over there. I know the Celtics lost. I'm still recovering. I don't know if you guys can tell my energy is a little bit. I'm still recovering, guys. It really hurts my soul. Like if you don't understand, because you don't understand. It really hurts the soul. Like it's different. So I know we've gone through a couple tough winter losses, Bruins, Celtics. I know it carries over. I know the Red Sox season, it's not looking the brightest. But at least the New England Patriots can make the playoffs for us just to lose in the first round.
That was a great speech that you capped off by saying it doesn't matter.
Like we're not gonna go far, but I'm not an idiot, but we're gonna make the playoffs. That's it.
I wish I could be there to share in that excitement, but
you're not.
But I'm not. Maybe if Bailey Zappi was starting.
I love Bailey.
He's a GOAT. Great player. Franchise quarterback.
Great guy.
Perfect. Well, with this all done, we thank you all for sticking with us for this long one. Hey, maybe you did skip around and just pop onto your team. That's cool. That's cool. We won't tell nobody. That's all right. Hopefully you want to go peep the other stuff. But listen, I don't blame you if you're like, yeah, I'm going to skip to my team and call it good, bro.
I respect it. I can't lie. I respect it.
I do the same thing. I literally would do the same thing. So no hate, but we
but no, I respect it. I respect it.
we thank you all for sticking around. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. You thought I was going to forget, but I didn't. Song of the pod.
What we got, Zay? What you got for us today?
Got a little something different. I got Viva La White Girl by Gym Class Heroes. Childhood fucking banger. Shout out Travie McCoy, man.
That's a great, Zay, even through all the ups and downs, through all the arguments, we always seem to end on an agreement, because I also had a little childhood banger.
Let's go.
For my end, a little alternative, a little rock, some would say. I got the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I Could Have Lied is my song. One of the greatest guitar solos of all time. I'm going to say it now. Some people don't agree with my takes. That's a hard take to disagree with. So.
Yo, that sound was probably crazy in the mic.
That's what I got. Yeah, hopefully you're watching.
I'm sorry. Yo, if you heard that, I'm sorry, bro. I really interrupted this man and made it clap. That was crazy.
That's different.
And I'm sorry, but we thank you. Please like, please subscribe. If you rock with us, leave a comment. Go ahead and screen record these and trash our takes in a year from now. It's going to happen. Like, there's going to be yes, we're going to mess up. Someone's going to get hurt and people are going to be like, "Oh, well, technically, this team didn't do well." Oh, yeah, who would have guessed? So, regardless,
Einstein. No, we appreciate it. Any of it. We appreciate it.
We rock with y'all. Thank you all for the love. Over 50 subs already in our first week. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys.
Love y'all.
And we will see y'all in the next video.
Next video.
Thank you.